What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Laughing Coyote, and today I have some news in the world of cricket. Not that great of a news for cricket fans because it's the IPL. The IPL has been suspended or postponed or whatever. I mean, I'll call it postponed because surely we're gonna complete it at some point. I hope it's at a time when the times are better, I hope. But at the moment, things are not looking good in India. The deaths and positive cases are rising in the country as well as in the IPL camps of the teams. Some of the players and faculty members, staff members, were also testing positive in many different cities in different biosecured bubbles. And that was the reason behind why BCCI called it a halt and said, you know what, that's it. The lives of these people matter way more than cricket. So we're going to stop it for now. Indefinitely. They haven't said when they're going to restart or reconvene. I'm sure they're going to decide very soon. Like I said, I hope it's at a time when all of this is behind us. And I hope it's very soon because I want this to be behind us. Everybody out there, whether you're in India or outside of India, stay safe, follow the SOP. Precaution is better than cure. And there's a reason why that statement is so famous all around the world in different languages, different cultures. Everywhere you go, this statement exists. Doesn't matter which culture, doesn't matter which country, doesn't matter which language. This statement, precaution is better than cure, exists. There's a reason behind that. So please take the necessary precautions. Everyone stay safe and let's all together stop this, man. It's been going on for so long now. It's been over a year now. If it continues like this, I mean, it's going to be a couple more years at least before it stops. So let's just all take this seriously. Jokes, let's put the jokes to the side, the memes to the side for now and take it seriously. So that's the IPL. Postponed. Don't know when it's going to be reconvened, but I was just thinking about some of the foreign or overseas or international players that are in India, whether they'll be allowed back in the respective countries, because many countries, I would say most countries, actually have banned travel from and to India because of the rise of COVID-19. I know Australia have, so I'm just wondering what will happen to those Aussie players. Are they just stuck in India, or are they going to come over to Australia? Are they going to be the exception? What's going on? Not entirely sure about that whole situation. Same thing with other countries, obviously South Africa, England, and so on and so forth. It's going to be interesting how they handle that. I think they'll make some exception for these players. But at the moment, yeah, pretty much most of the countries have banned travel from and to India, which makes sense. It is for the safety of not just those countries, but also India. Now, another thing that comes to mind right away is, well, what about the World Cup? The T20 World Cup is supposed to happen this year, and it's supposed to be in India as well. If the IPL cannot take place, well, how's the World Cup going to take place? Yeah, tough decisions ahead for the ICC to make. I'm hearing few fans, it's nothing official, but a few fans saying that the IPL as well as the World Cup might be shifted over from India to UAE. It's a neutral venue. They've got some beautiful stadiums as well, and they don't really have that big of a COVID-19 problem either. So I'm not entirely sure which way they're going to take that, but yeah, I would like to know, what do you think will happen with the World Cup and the IPL as well? Do you think it's going to go over to UAE, the World Cup and the IPL, or do you think they're just going to wait for the situation to sort of slow down and try to take more control of the situation and then do it in India? Because let's not forget, it was just a couple of months ago when England toured India and there were fans in the stadiums and everything went fine. As far as I know, we didn't get any cases or anything like that. Now, obviously, there's a new variant of COVID-19 now in India, and that's what's causing all the trouble. That's difficult to deal with. So the situation have changed a little. It's not the same as it was a couple of months ago. But yeah, I'm wondering how they're going to handle it. It's tough times, man. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think will happen with the IPL? When do you think they'll reconvene it? Do you think they're just going to take it over to UAE? What do you think will happen with the T20 World Cup? That's what I'm more concerned about, the World Cup, because it is the grand stage in cricket, the international World Cup. That's what we all around the world, I mean, that's what we are waiting for every 4 years, and well, might not happen this year. Then there's the Ashes as well. That's going to happen this year as well. The Ashes this year will be in Australia. Now, Australia doesn't really have that much of a problem with COVID-19. I mean, we saw the BBL take place. Also, India went there and we had crowd in the stadium as well. So Australia seems to have it under control. So we might not have any trouble there. The Ashes. But again, the Ashes, it's a great series. So IPL, it's a big tournament. But it's not the World Cup, is it? The World Cup is up here. Then it's the Ashes, then the IPL, right? They're all big tournaments, but the World Cup is the biggest one of them all, and so that's what I'm concerned about, and that's what, in particular, I would like to know. What do you think they should do? What do you think they will do? Or do you think, because it's in Australia, or will be in Australia, the Ashes, that is, do you think it doesn't affect it at all? And do you think moving it to UAE is a good idea? I think moving it to the UAE might be a good idea in this situation. I mean, it all depends on how the situation folds out in the next few months, because we still have some time until the World Cup as well as the Ashes. Also, what do you think this means for the PSL? Because the PSL was postponed and it was going to restart in July, I think. But now, because these players, because PSL has international players as well, some of the players who are playing in the IPL, now those same players have been exposed to the other players, Indian players who have tested positive for COVID-19. Now, would those players want to come to Pakistan? Or is PSL going to be in UAE as well? So I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I mean, if you take the PSL to UAE, if you take the IPL to UAE, if you take the World Cup to UAE as well, I mean, it's great for UAE, but is it really great for then the cricketing nations, you know, Pakistan, India, and the rest of them? What if they take the Ashes to the UAE? I don't think they need to. Like I said, Australia, I think, is doing just fine. I think the Ashes will be fine. But yeah, it's such a weird situation, difficult situation. And I made a post about this as well. I mean, you guys know that it's very close and personal for me, this whole COVID situation. So I really mean it, man, when I say take care of yourself, take care of others, take all the necessary precautions, follow the SOPs, and man, do it now. Don't wait, because you never know. It might be too late. It might be too late. So yeah, take this seriously. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Stay safe. Stay strong. And let's pray, come together, and hope for the best all around the world, not just India. In India in particular now, because India is going through the toughest time in the world at the moment. But everyone's going through it, so let's pray for everyone, not just India. But let's keep India in our thoughts, specifically as they are getting hit very hard at the moment. Let's put politics aside as well. I mean, a lot of people are, bringing politics into this one. Politics doesn't belong here. This is a humanitarian problem. There's no place in all of this for politics. So please, come to your senses, people. Come on, people are dying every day in thousands. I'm not just talking about India, I'm talking about the whole world, man. Let's put our differences aside just for this little time. I know we can't put it aside for forever. I just know that. Us humans, we can't get along forever. That's just not going to happen. That's just a fantasy. It's never going to come true. But can we at least put it to the side, our differences, just for this small period? I mean, if you can't even do that, I mean, what's all of this worth then? What are we doing all of this for? I mean, it doesn't make any sense, does it? So please, come on, people. Come to your senses. Good luck to you all. Like I said, stay safe. I couldn't say it enough. Please, please, please take the necessary precautions. Stay safe. I'm not even going to ask you to like or any of that, because none of that matters at this moment. Look, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a nice